I like the person who just said, that's not real life. So I'm sorry, that's, whoever's just said that, I'm sorry for whatever you've been experiencing. I wanted to make a movie about a person who understands the importance of companionship through loss. And what I mean by that is, there's plenty of films where you see someone on screen who is romantic, and you want that. You see two people in love, you go, yeah, you know what, I would want that too. But I thought, it would be very moving if you were watching a movie in which you're really hoping for something for this guy, and he starts to experience it. You see him at the wedding. He seems to be connecting with someone romantically for the first time. And then the moment he realizes she's unavailable, it hits him so hard that it's in fact that moment that he actually knows he wants something for the first time in his life. Not while he's with her. It's when he realizes he doesn't have her, that he's actually alone, that he doesn't have anything. And it's my hope that you as the audience feel the same thing, that you're invested enough in him connecting with Alex that when he realizes that she's married, not only do you want it for him so damn badly, but you maybe even want it for yourself.
It was stunning.
Oh, thank you. And that's why the movie ends on clouds. It doesn't end on him going and finding a woman or anything like that, because it doesn't really matter where he goes at that airport. You know, does he go and live the same way for the rest of his life, cyclically, just working for a company? Does he go out and reach out and find, you know, someone to share his life with? It doesn't matter. He's a fictitious character. He doesn't exist. So I have no idea where he goes. Maybe he goes to Sparrow and have a pizza. I really don't know. I ended the movie on clouds to give the audience a moment to think about, hopefully, for a second, what would you want? What do you want in your life? Are you content with what's in your life? Who do you want to reach out to? Who do you want to be more grateful for having in your life? That's at least the idea. Yeah?
Great movie. Really
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. I thought you did a great job capturing the experience of...
Wait, are you two together?
Yes.
You wearing a Juno shirt? Yeah! You wore the t-shirt to the concert. That's awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I thought you did a great job capturing the experience of what it is to travel through an airport and the experience and how that parallels to pieces of George
Right.
character's life. What kind of unique experience did you find filming in an airport? Did you run into some...
Well, filming in an airport's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean...
We shot 4 international airports. The security is insane. Everyone has to go through security, including George, on the way to set. The equipment has to be like sniffed by dogs. You're not allowed to bring food, so you're forced to have like worse than airport food. And it's a crowd-controlled nightmare. You have thousands of people traveling who all want to say hello to George, and it's just impossible. So it's funny because I travel a ton. I travel over 1,000 miles a year, and I love actually flying. But this, sorry? Did I say 1,000?
Yeah.
I travel 1,000 miles a year. Is it obvious I do this every night? Is that coming through? You guys are special. You are very special, and I don't want you to think for a second. I travel over 100,000 miles a year, and I'm afraid that this movie may have ruined traveling for me. Yeah.
How did you cast Vera Farmiga? She was one of
So good.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga, who played Alex. I mean, how many of you knew who she was? You've seen The Departed. For those who don't, she was in The Departed. She was the love interest who was with both Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio. The Departed is this weird movie where people don't know there was a love interest, and yet she was with both Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio. I think both of those guys are just so good looking. You don't even notice that there's a woman there. I first saw her in a movie called Down to the Bone at Sundance, where she's spectacular in, and she's been in quite a few films actually. And I needed someone who could go toe to toe with George. Just no. It's quite the task, and I needed a woman, not a girl. And there's very few American women actresses at this point. There's a lot of girls, but there's not as many women. And It's a very tricky role in which she had to kind of tonally walk a very tight, line and play as masculine as she was feminine, a woman in complete control of her own sexuality, and a woman who didn't judge her character. All these things are so tricky, and I just knew she could do it, and she delivered the goods. I just love that woman. Yeah. Yes.
Speaking of her, there's some really fantastic shots in the film, especially the line after she fires someone and there's an empty chair. I was just wondering, was that your idea or the DP?
The way my DP and I work is I generally choose all the shots. I'm very specific about my shooting and my lensing. So I will set up the camera, I'll set up the lens, and set up the movement. I take photos of most of the shots I'm going to do beforehand while I'm scouting. And he has carte blanche on lighting. I don't understand lighting. Like you might as well be. It's Greek to me. I see it. I can't get my head around it. So our relationship is that he has carte blanche on lighting. I set up all the shots, and we keep each other honest. Yeah.
Anna Kendrick was excellent.
Yeah.
Where did you find her? How did she come?
So Anna Kendrick is the actress who played Natalie. I discovered her in a film called Rocket Science. Now, how many of you have seen Rocket Science? That's not true. That many people haven't seen Rocket Science. I think only 5 people have actually seen Rocket Science. That was like, it's like, what is it? The amount of people who actually served on the same boat as JFK during the war. It's like enough people to be on an aircraft carrier. Anna Kendrick, I saw her in Rocket Science. I was just blown away by her, and I knew immediately that she'd be perfect for this. And I actually started writing the role for her, a year or two in advance. So she's unlike anyone of her generation. She talks like someone from the 40s, and like from the movies, not from the actual 1940s. I have no idea how people spoke in the 1940s, but in the films, she reminds me of Veronica Lake in Sullivan's Travels, and adore that girl. She's also in Twilight, but nobody's good in Twilight. I mean, but don't judge her by that. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Brad Smith song is not going to be up for an Oscar because they have very, very strict rules for the Oscars, and even though it's an unpublished original song, because he didn't write it while collaborating with me, it's not eligible. I don't know. I think that the rules are basically designed to win Disney an Oscar every year for best song. Honestly, it was my brother-in-law got in touch with me and said, "I know this guy from Chicago. He's been writing songs." And I got used to after Juno people sending me songs, particularly like high school kids, to use in my films, and none of it ever kind of connected with me. And this was a song that did. Yeah.
The editing style is amazing, and at the beginning of the film, it sets up George Clooney's entire character. How hands-on are you in the editing room?
I'm really hands-on. My editor and I have known each other since high school. We get along great, we have a very good shorthand, which is stuff that she cuts in advance that I never change, and the stuff that I get, I actually sit at the Abbott and I cut on myself. So, it's scene to scene. Yeah.
It seems like there was a special attraction to the Midwest. Was that intended?
Yeah, I wanted to make a Midwest movie, and I'm not sure if I can even explain why. Look, at the end of the day, part of it was the tax credit that we got for shooting there, but I wrote it for the Midwest, and the locations were in the Midwest. I don't know. I can't really speak to it. I think that I wanted to make a movie about real people. And having grown up in Los Angeles, that seemed like the place to go. And it was actually lovely because everyone was really nice to us there, which is really strange for me. People were excited about the fact that we were shooting there. They were excited to be extras. Everyone was kind of lovely to us. And lovely to George. I mean, George gets harassed everywhere he goes, but in St. Louis, everyone was just kind of cool about his presence. So it was a delightful experience.
I gotta be the bad guy here. Just time for one more question.
Oh, what a bastard.
And then
I was having so much fun. There's two questions. All right, one.